Lusaka Dynamos are currently sitting on the 5th position table. Welcome, 7th place Team Kopala, Buildcon full lineups, shall we? We start with the home side, which is Lusaka Dynamos, coach international Derrick Bulaya. So, 3-5-2 formation with Emmanuel Chabula to lead the attack. Right behind them is Lab also coming in with an impressive performance in the last game in terms of the first 11. And so is Gerard Chisha. Malekane between the sticks. So, finally, the whistle to signify the start of this match comes here as Elite Lusaka Dynamos takes on Team Kopala, Buildcon Football Club. And I'm your match commentator, Matimba Nkonje. Alongside me is Mukamba Mwenda Jr., who will be helping us with the expert analysis this afternoon. Throw taken by Buildcon with Gift Sikaonga. Musa Muhammad should have this one more covered even when there was some pressure that was coming through from Gerard Chisha. Throw taken by Joliba Joseph Zimba. Buildcon still missing the services of original captain Isaac Shamjopa. Sikaonga. Throw for the Buildcon Football Club. On the left, as usual, to be Gift Sikaonga, the youngest player in this Buildcon side at 22 years. The jersey number 23, Brian Muila now going to the byline. He's really been keeping this team in terms of getting the goals, although last week was guilty for an own goal in the 3-1 loss against Zesco United. Good play by Buildcon. Corner it is, blocked by Paul Banda. So these two sides have met each other 6 times since 2017 when Buildcon won promotion to the Super Division, and Lusaka Dynamos has only managed 1 win, 3 draws, 2 losses, scoring 6 goals, allowing 9. And that gives you -3 in terms of the goal difference. Out of a possible 18 points, they've only managed to get 6. This Lusaka Dynamo side up against Buildcon. Second attempt and wasted chance by Dennis Dauda. The last meeting between these two sides was scoreless. That game that was covered on the World of Champions in this 2020-2021 season. rather Buildcon were in two different streams, with Lusaka Dynamos in stream A where they finished 5th, and Buildcon were in stream B where they finished 3rd and qualified for the Confederation of African Football, CAF, after finishing 3rd in the championship playoffs. So in terms of the home meeting, this is the 3rd meeting from 2017 between Lusaka Dynamos and Buildcon Football Club. Chabula now, blocked by Dennis Dauda, picked up by Brian Mwila. Takes it wide to Gerard Chisha. Attack now with Brian Mwila. The cross comes through, finds Owusu, and well, he did very well to change the direction of the ball, and that would have really seen Mongandala taking pictures had that one gone in. So a bit of concern here for assistant coach Ian Bakala.
Well, a bit difficult, I think. Lusaka Dynamo is not really fully settled, giving time and space on the ball to this Buildcon side, and they're also doing everything perfectly except the pressure that they put on the ball. The ball just ever rising.
Gift Skaonga. Out it goes for a throw in. So like I said, over a home meeting, the last two meetings, Lusaka Dynamos is yet to win in Lusaka at home against Buildcon Football Club, only managing a draw, the other one being a loss. It's going one goal, allowing 3, -2 in terms of the goal difference, and they've only managed 1 point from 2 meetings out of a possible 6 points. Throw in Lusaka Dynamos. If you look at the formations, Muka, we saw a 3-5-2 and a 4-4-2. How do you hope they will cancel out each other?
Well, it's going to be packed in the midfield like sardines in a tin can, and 3-5-2 for this Lusaka Dynamo side has got a lot of players in and around that middle, because the transitional play will be very important. In the middle, you've got Derrick, who can make a lot of runs. You've got obviously Aubrey Funga, Marvin Jerry, Duncan Otieno, and Joseph Zimba. That line of players, the 5 players in the middle, well, Zimba will also drop to defense in instances of them just looking to defend, and it turns into a 4-man formation. And on the other side, it's a tale of just being slightly quicker, because what Brian does give you is a lot of mobility up front. So as much as he can be your center forward, he can drift out wide and provide play. And it's interesting that Owusu keeps on running into that pocket, and he will be the danger, because if he can pick up on a loose ball, I would not be surprised if he can tack it in.
Mongandala. Poor Banda. Looking for Cherry Chabula, but good defensive work. Foul in the meantime committed by Roderick Kembo. Chabula straight from the AFCON action. Otieno lining up to take this one for the Lusaka Dynamo side. Takes it wide to Derrick Bulaya. First time control cleared out by Kembo. Decision against Paul Banda. That challenge with the Ghanaian Eric Owusu, the 23-year-old Buildcon captain. Praise Tona. Najib Abbas. Second ball from Sikaonga, made for Brian Mwila. Throw in. Difficult one for the former Zambian international Mwila to control. Good play by Sikombe. Otieno has moved forward, and so is Chabula. Leaves it, and the opportunity, and well, saved by Malekana. It was a shot that came through from Aubrey Funga. Musa Muhammad. Is it for goalkeeper? Whether it was intentional, looked like it was almost would have resulted in a mistake, but the cover was certainly there from Mongandala. Clear out by Magenge. Controlled nicely by Dennis Dauda.
A bit of a balance for me. The fact that Cherry is playing through the center and Collins interchanging play just behind him, and the fact that Funga and Collins can change, Derrick on the other side, for me, it's sort of a balance, because everybody knows what role they're playing. it creates a problem when you have the player on the bench in Adams, because if Adams is playing, it's a bit more flooded. And I think that, you know, there'll be an opportunity to probably work with this formation and make some changes. Talking about changes, I reckon Buildcon will be making a forced substitution because something is amiss about how they're lining up.
Oh, talking about Lusaka Dynamos, just yesterday after the 2 games broadcast on the Board of Champions, I saw the Dynamos team going through some loosening session here. Kick out from Buildcon, given away easily. Back pass from Muhammad Musa Mayeko to goalkeeper Ndala. Musa Muhammad, controlled by Marvin Jerry. Up against the strong challenge that came through from Tembo. Nice stop of the pass coming to fruition from Dennis Dauda. Edward Tembo. Again, bad job done by Kembo. Sikombe. Second ball now. Sikombe waiting for the run from Funga. Dauda. Back to goalkeeper Prince Malekana. Got thrown in for Lusaka Dynamos.
The understanding between Emmanuel and Colin Sikombe, really remarkable. Watch how they're playing off each other.
Derrick Bulaya Bulaya looking for Chabula. Chases nicely. Looking for the second ball. Funga was hoping to pull the trigger there, but too close. The long legs of Dennis Dauda.
I was talking about that communication. Cherry Chabula gets the ball. He lays it into the path. He knows that Colin Sikombe is there.
Decision against Sikaonga. He claims innocence. Coming up against Bulaya. Otieno quickly starts one, looking for Chabula. Good tackle by Kembo. Saving his earlier blushes, Roderick Kembo. Dana was really starting the action very quickly, but this time it's a foul decision against Derrick Bulaya on Eric Owusu. Owusu does not look very comfortable.
Fit,
yeah, at some point.
I think he picked up something, especially when he was making that run through the channel. Right now, what we're getting is that he might be the one sacrificed in terms of that tactical change.
Director, Ah, okay. Makenge. Wide now. This is good play from the Lusaka Dynamos. Joliba. And too much. It was a delightful pass that Jolimba So we are told that the National Heroes Stadium Gor Mahia of Kenya are leading 2-1 against Napsa Stars. Because Gor Mahia had scored first through Samo Onyango in the 17th minute. Napsa equalized a minute later through Austin Banda. And Clifton Moyesu, who also played for Buildcon Football Club, remember Muka, has scored another one in the 20th minute. To
take his team back into the lead.
Throw taken by Lusaka Dynamos. Brian Mwila. Throw in for the Lusaka Dynamos side. Derrick Chabula. Muhammad Magenge. Of course, this afternoon, Lusaka Dynamos without Mayenge. Remember, there's Mayenge and Magenge in this Lusaka Dynamo side. Good interchange of play by Lusaka Dynamos. Funga. Throw in. So, quarter of an hour plus 2 minutes played here, scoreless. Those previous meetings have really brought us some good goals when these two sides meet. So, Napsa Stars 1, Gor Mahia 2. Gor Mahia scoring first to Samuel Oma, and then Clifton Miheso, who played for Buildcon Football Club, with the second one. And the one for Napsa Stars so far scored by Austin Banda. If it ends this way, then it means that Gor Mahia will qualify to the next round of the CAF Confederations Cup.
Well, owing to the fact that they would have scored 2 away goals, Napsa Stars have a bit of an advantage if this game is a draw, so they need to only pull one back. Part of the Zambian side needs to really pay attention and concentrate, because if they don't pick up the necessary result, it's Gor Mahia of Kenya who will make it to the group stage.
And how heartbreaking it will be.
So close but so far away, Matimba.
True that.
We've got 2 representatives at this level as a nation in Zambia. One of the other teams is Nkana. They lead also in terms of goals scored at home. They're away in Morocco. Matimba, you've spent some time there on club and national duty. It's
very cold out there in Morocco. The last time out, I went as far as Agadir, which is an hour plus flight. It's 45 minutes from Casablanca into Agadir. But now a change is going to be made as predicted. Captain Eric, in fact it's Eric Owusu. Well, that looks like Najib, but it's Eric Owusu exits. And the captain's armband quickly goes to Najib Abbas. In comes Shadrack Musonda, who's playing his first season at Buildcon Football Club from Nkana Football Club. Looks like it's an injury concern for the Ghanaian Eric Owusu. And in comes the 27-year-old Shadrack Musonda.
Talk about being sport for talent. You get off a BMW and you put in a Mercedes-Benz. A lot of experience from Rashadi, and an opportunity for him to just showcase it here.
Dennis Dauda. Nicely covered by Musa Muhammad Mayeko. We're talking about continental action. So the Nkana game will be at 21 hours Central African time in Casablanca. Nkana leading 2-0 from the first leg. Pressure on Praise Tona from Collins Sikombe, his former side that are trailing 2-1 in the Confed Cup. Of course, Sikombe was a top scorer for Napsa Stars last season. Kick out from Prince Malekani. Touch on by Marvin J, controlled by Emmanuel Chabula. Good ball for Funga. Tina Bulaya. Short, first one. Goal kick. So Musindisi, Whitson Nyerenda just looking on. Obviously the instructions coming out from Ian Bakala, from the man who last coached Baroka Football Club in the South African DSTV Premiership. Speaking of which, yesterday Baroka beating Black Leopards by 2-1 in that derby. Attack from Brian Mwila.
He also won a cup title with them.
Yeah, it
something
was
that had not been done for a while.
True. He won the Nedbank. Oh, it's a long process to play in the Nedbank. Something that we used to see, for instance, during the days of the Mosi Cup, even as the offside flag comes up against Emmanuel Chabula. Currently sitting on 2 goals in the Zambian Super Division. Chabula, on loan from Nkwazi Football Club, his parent club. He's actually a policeman in the Zambia Police Service. Back pass from Roderick Kebo to goalkeeper Prince Malekani. Throw taken, looking for Brian Mwina. Magenge doing a good job. 2 players each time arriving, each time Brian Mwina has got the ball. Really shows how much a threat he is to this Lusaka Dynamo side in terms of the defense. They must have done a lot of study around him. And if there's anyone who probably understands him much better, Muka, is Wetson Nyerenda. Remember the last time out that Brian Mwina played for the national team, it was Wetson Nyerenda who was coach when Zambia beat Algeria back-to-back. And in fact was instrumental and scored in that last win by Zambia at the National Heroes Stadium when Zambia beat Algeria, finishing second in the Russia 2018 World Cup qualifiers.
Indeed, he was scoring goals for fun, I might add. And he's one of those players who I think injury has not helped, and his moves as well. Sometimes with players, where you play is as important as your current form, because if you go to the right club and everything is right, things really go your way. Well, not going Jerry's way in that instance, just losing out on the ball.
Shot taken by Praise Tona, the Zimbabwean. The Dynamo's defense doing a good job. Under pressure was Edward Tembo. Oh, looks like he's in pain. Tembo was part of the Zambia under-20 team in 2017.
Well, Collins just goes and shows him the shoulder there. Contact sport football it is, and Edward just reminded that, you know, if you don't bring your A game, that's what you're going to find. Collins is quite a fighter.
Well, he is.
You know, he really fights for every ball, and he gives you a shift, because he can turn a midfielder come striker. He can be your center forward. He's one of those players who's very versatile.
Utility. Roderick Kembo. Dauda. No real threats on either side of the goal. Both Monga Ndala in the Lusaka Dynamo's goal and Prince Malekani not tested. Back pass yet again by Prince Malekani. Mistake by Aubrey Funga. Quite an earlier mistake that came through from Prince Malekani. So Joseph Zimba, his young brother Roderick Zimba yesterday was not part of the Nkwazi team that drew scoreless against Lumwana Radiance. But Zimba, Joliba, has been in and around Zambian football, of course. Direct replacement each time. It's either Zimba is starting on that left back position or the Zimbabwean Ocean Mushure. Nicked away by Gerard Chisha. Najib Abbas is in the run, and so is Shadrack Musonda. Keeps it alive. Muida's got in for it, and was hoping to place it in the far left corner because the goalkeeper had already committed himself at the near post, Gerard Chisha.
Well, they've been getting opportunities, but I think they've not really been forceful. Few have chances here and there, and we like running into the space, and even then, options were plenty. But what to do?
Straight to goalkeeper Prince Malekani. Rodrick Kebo. Shadrack Musonda. Kick out. Again, second time he's making and giving the ball away is Prince Malekani. Chabula looking for space to pull the trigger using his wicket left. Goal kick. What a bad effort for the former Chingalika man.
Well, showing him the line there. The ball always moving wide. Prince really not attempting to stop anything. And Chabula keeps on doing that. If they continue allowing him time and space on the ball, he will punish them.
A player down for Lusaka Dynamos in Emmanuel Chabula. Looks like he landed rather awkwardly. Shadrack Musonda in the meantime will not be interested with that. Praise Donor, the Zimbabwean. Wide attack. Joining the attack is Rodrick Kembo. But it was Zephaniah Piri, 26. Zephaniah Piri now. Good ball. That should be a foul, and a card may just come out here because looked very promising with Zephaniah Piri involved in the attack.
They're not really attacking the ball, Lusaka Dynamos. They're allowing Buildcon to come at them. They need to, not necessarily have a high press, they need to move slightly closer. The Buildcon players, every time they have the ball. It's interesting that Brian, who can hit it from that range, has left it. So it's probably something they've worked on the training ground. I expect either a direct shot at Mwangandala, or better yet, just a provision in the air, because Brian pretty good as well when it comes to headers.
Yeah, I like you remind me each time I hear Mwangandala, it reminds me last time you're telling me to pay attention to the way he speaks to his defense. Now, Chisha is one of them, and so is Edward Tembo. That may get this one. Chisha instead picked up by Mwangandala.
Well, direct. Mwanga really authoritative, especially when he's directing, you know, the communication to his defense. They know who's boss in that defense.
Musa Muhammad. Magenge. Sikombe. Collins. Cutting forward. Chabula! Corner.
That relationship, Matimba, this season, a bit late to ignite. But Chabula and Skombe, those two know each other so well. Watch how they're playing off each other. Watch the movement, the wet on the ball. Brian would certainly love somebody to partner him in that regard.
Prince Malekani with the kick out. Bulaya. Something interesting has happened here. Sikombe.
The switcher?
Yes, yes, yes. You can see where Bulaya is playing now, deep in the midfield. Instead now it's Aubrey Fungo has come from the left to the right. Sikombe going in the opposite direction.
And it always confuses your opponents when you start cutting and, of course, shifting and changing. It just shows the versatility of a team. I stand to be corrected, but there are very few teams as versatile as Lusaka Dynamos. They've got players who are multifaceted, and I think that in itself is a problem, Matimba, because they have options for days.
Nailed it. Half an hour played here, scoreless between the home side, Lusaka Dynamos and Buildcon. Speaking of which, Buildcon's next game, like we said, will be up against Young Green Eagles, who drew scoreless. Second ball, Sikombe is calling for Another one and cleared out. It was meant for Aubrey Funga. Musa Muhammad. Now Chisha up against Zimba. He can just be this tough nut to crack Zimba.
And he knows this field of play very well. I mean, he can play pretty much blindfolded.
Good to see him playing active football at age 33. Especially if I look at the Zambia squad that went to the 2007 Canada World Cup. The likes of Fwayo Tembo, Musa Twesimtowe, Boniface Sunzu, Emmanuel Mayuka, Clifford Mulenga. In fact,
Clifford won an accolade at that award, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, in fact, it was from the Africa Youth Championship, where later on he was voted the CAF
Best
young player.
Young player.
Yes,
of
becoming
that
the first Zambian to win that title. Of course, later on, Patson Daka won that award. But overall, in terms of CAF awards, it's 3 Zambians that have won the CAF awards. Kalushawa in 1988 as African Footballer of the Year, Clifford Mulenga, and then now Patson Daka.
Well, we'll throw in a little bit of a BBC award there. Good
Oh, yeah.
afternoon, Christopher Katongo. Also did grace us as an analyst with our beautiful family of Super Sport. A rich team that we normally have, and always endeavor to break it down for you. Right now, the game is 0-0, owing to the fact that they're not just being clinical in front of goal. Brian, not enough support coming his way, and that is the problem with Buildcon. The build-up is very fine, but unfortunately the interlink of play, not what we've been seeing, especially from their opponents. Lusaka Dynamos was really dominating in that regard, and in particular, that partnership that has been going on between Collins Kombe and Emmanuel Chabula. The interchange of play that has come in shows you the versatility of this Lusaka Dynamos side. The young man, Derrick, moving deeper in the midfield, Funga moving to the other flank. So we expect a lot of shifting and changing, but all we want to see are goals at the moment. We were starved of goals in the earlier encounter. It ended 0-0 in the game that saw young Green Eagles taking on Power Dynamos. Talking about goals, it's 2-1. When it comes to African representation, it's NAPSA trailing against Gor Mahia of Kenya.
Corner for Buildcon. It's been a long time since we see them get a corner. Roderick Zimba, the one involved in there. 2 corners, yes. Nothing for Lusaka Dynamos so far. Shows that the pressure in terms of getting corners being more with Tim Kopala. Gerard Chisha with this one. Looks like it's from the textbook of Boyd Mwanda. They've been practicing this one. Picked up by... Well, the ref will have a bit of talking here for Dennis Dauda, the Zimbabwean who offers his apologies, the 33-year-old.
Oh, Dauda had Mwangandala saying Chabula, because she was looking for a quick break.
Oh, and they know each other very well. Remember that Dauda was once with Lusaka Dynamos. Only that Chabula then was not with Lusaka Dynamos. Gerard Chisha. Najib Abbas having a quiet game, the captain. Prestona. Najib now, chance, now he's got space to pull that trigger here, takes it wide. Still alive with Shadrack Musonda. It's too much. Referee did well to allow play there to go on. Tembo, Edward, looking for Brian Mwila. They should have done a bit of talking, Mwila and Shadrack Musonda, both going for the ball.
Happy feet from Najib, boy oh boy. Was in at goal, and you're almost waiting for the spectacular. A lot going on since then. Mwila and Shadrack just failing to exchange knots. Najib becoming the captain after that forced substitution on Eric Owusu.
Injury concern for Magenge Makabaniso. Whose talent was spotted in Karikiriki Township by the Lusaka Dynamos scouting team. The 22-year-old, really Mr. Consistent feature in the Lusaka Dynamos forward, Magenge Makabaniso. He's got a good height as well for a defender. If he continues on this path, he might just be knocking on the door of the national team selectors for a place in the Chipolopolo fold. Picked up by Bulaya. Finds Chabula. But just decisive control with the right leg. Would have been talking about something here, I guess, from Emmanuel Chabula.
Look, kudos need to be given out to Derrick Bulaya. He gets the ball, first touch, beats his marker, runs into the channel, he releases the ball. Nice weight on it. I think Chabula doesn't anticipate the pass. But the youngster improving with every game. A lot of confidence being, you were talking about Magenge being consistent. Well, Derrick has also been given decent number of games, Matimba, for his age.
Yeah, the same can be said about Songa Chipioka, who is on the bench. The two young stars, of course, earlier on, they did train during the pre-season with Power Dynamos. I reckon contractual issues could not work out, and so the two came back from Kitwe back to Lusaka. And Lusaka Dynamos quickly brought out their paycheck and got the two from Shamel Academy. That's a good pick in the air from Prince Malekani, although his delivery is not very good. Malekani. Every time he's got the ball, it's being given out to the opposing team. We're talking Lusaka Dynamos here. Now, Najib Abbas. Captain goes through Magenge. Finds Brian Mwila. Heavy touch. Up against Musa Muhammad. And Shadrach Musonda. Goalkeeper comes out, Monga Ndala. It's a push on the back of Ndala by Gerard Chisha.
Oh, Shadrach should do better. Eric Ousu is the man he's replaced, and if he has any chance of starting in the first 11, I think Boyd will have him understand that he expects more from him. I don't know why sometimes players just rush their passes. Should have looked up and delivered something of note, something that his teammates can work with.
Praise Tona. Picked up by Mwila. Good tackle by Magenge. And the foul. Malila just keeping things close to his chest, no cards given, even as Magenge was fouled there. Because Brian Mwila, first team he played for in the Zambian organized league was Ndola Lime Hotspurs, where he had to compete for a place in the team with the likes of Lamek Kafuaya. Gerard Chisha. Zimba. Bulaya. It was a soft touch that came through from, some people call it hospital pass, that came through from Derrick Bulaya. Otieno, outside his boot, finds Marvin Jerry. Positive play now. Shot taken! White. Marvin Jerry just taking that shot there into the last 6 minutes of this match. The Lusaka Dynamos attacking midfielder. Chabula. Otieno. Sikombe. Pass to Musa Muhammad. Six players for Augusto, including their team manager, team personnel. He's having two there, you know. These guys do that. If they come here and do the test, some of the results may be manipulated. Yes, so they did that delivery. It's a tactic. Just as well in Kenya, they do play around with the results when they were traveling out. Yeah. But then, like I predicted, and it's otherwise. I consider it. No, me, I consider it. Dennis Dauda. Offside call already made by second assistant. 5 minutes to the halftime break here. Really, the fans have been starved of goals here. Yesterday, first game, scoreless. Second game, 3-0 in the first half. First game here, scoreless. Second game, scoreless up to this stage.
Well, they do have the talent, both teams, to give us a bit of goals. But for me, Brian not getting support. Forget him being fed on crumbs. Just somebody to play close to him. We're not getting that from Najib. We're not getting that from the likes of Gerard Chisha. And the mere fact that Shadrack Musonda, who came in for Eric Owusu, has all but delivered a dreadful ball as a memory of his inclusion in the second stanza. It leaves us with the duo, which is Collins Kombe and Emmanuel Chabula. For the most part, they've played very well off each other. But this man here just lacking that alertness that we've known him for. He was latching onto a ball from Derrick Bulaya, failed to make contact with it. Marvin Jerry and Robert Funga doing the needful. In the middle, Duncan Otieno and Joseph Zimba not having problems.
This guy has got a problem with his delivery. I can imagine what Mbui Wambui, the goalkeeper coach, will have to say to Prince Malekani. The 27-year-old has been dreadful with his delivery in terms of the kickouts and just to start the attack. Every ball that he has, the Buildcon goalkeeper, he's giving it away to Lusaka Dynamos, whether by design, by fault, or otherwise.
Well, I'm thinking that he should look on the bench because Leonard Trezor, Njomonjala, is there ready to replace him.
But remember, Njana was in goal when they allowed and shipped in 3 goals against Zesco United. They took the lead with all the experience that Njana has, and maybe during training he probably didn't put up some great performance, resulting in the technical staff deciding to take Prince Malekani.
You know, as much as Buildcon have had the majority of the possession, it's Lusaka Dynamos who look likely to score. They're the ones who are coming closer, more direct with their play. But I certainly feel they need to be shooting outside the box. As much as you want to walk in with the ball into goal, like the first game, it's important to score through the box. Well, Goma here, getting into halftime lead thanks to goals from thanks with goals coming in from the likes of Clipton.
Shot taken, picked up by goalkeeper Mongandala. It's good to know that Malawi is tuned to the broadcast of the Zambian Super Division, following the Zambian Bola Pazedi very keenly.
Indeed.
Yeah, good to know. A colleague and friend that we once worked with on the board of champions in Dankawe, who is now coach for Silver Stars in Malawi. Following this match, remember, he's also former Lusaka Dynamos coach.
And Power Dynamos
and
coach.
Power Dynamos.
He's got a lot of vast experience.
And Zanaco coach, may I add.
Well, really doing the most as an export to Malawi from Zambia. And Zambia has a number of coaches and players alike who are doing well across the southern side of the continent. And Matimba, we've done our part as well with our travels. I still remember Katutura.
Oh, yeah. Namibia, Vindok. 1-0 draw. Shonga with a smash and grab towards the end. Probably one of the last few kicks of that match. Sven Vanderbroek, coach, brought inside. Short one they did take. Offside flag already up. Waiting for the additional optional time. Really, they didn't practice that one very well because there was no way. You can see how the first assistant was going to allow that one to go through.
The irony with away goals, especially at continental action, is that it can all change. It's like a tennis match. Talking about tennis, congratulations to Novak Djokovic winning another Grand Slam title with Australian Open. But coming back to away goals.
No, let's talk about the ladies also.
Ooh, Naomi Osaka. Look, when she beat
Serena Williams,
I just said it was curtains. But she was magnanimous in her defeat as well, Serena. But all things being equal, Matimba, it's good to see that sporting action is coming alive. We give you an opportunity to watch great action, and in particular from the Super League in Zambia. this afternoon. As much as there are no fans allowed, you can watch and give us your thoughts and contributions by sending a video that is 30 seconds. We'll get to hear from you at halftime. With 1 minute to go, I reckon we won't see a goal because nobody is looking to buy the lottery ticket.
All that available on the World of Champions Super Sport on DSTV. Chabula. Muka's predicted. I don't think there will be a goal coming through. And on cue, Hamalila blows the end of the first half here. So at halftime here at the Nkolama Stadium, it is Elite Lusaka Dynamos 0,